Hi guys, alright, here's my new setup for my 55 gallon tank in my living room for my turtle camera. I was having problems with the pH being too high because of a couple paver stones that I had in there, and I didn't realize those put off higher pH. It gets pretty basic, and I didn't like that at all. Hey guy, what are you doing in there? So, what I ended up doing was replacing it with some, what is that, half-inch PVC? Show you kind of what's going on here. Oh, let me go over a bit. Alright. The height is the same, 5.5 inches. The length is the same, 14.5 inches. And the depth is 12 inches. So I made this little bracket type thing that sits in there. Still leaves me room for my little pump back here to blow all the poop and waste out from underneath here towards the filter. And I do have my air stone pushing air up here. You can see that whole bubble sitting in there, and that's all fresh air so he can breathe while being in his little cave. But what I'm also going to do to keep my pH low is hook up a CO2 system. You can see this is my homemade CO2. I just set it up. Starting to bubble here. Might be getting some stuff here. Half a cup of natural, the natural sugar with warm water. Dissolve the sugar a little bit, and then 1 packet of live yeast. And it's starting to bubble. And I have it come up through the tiny bit of piping. Make sure everything is airtight. You can't really see it too well here, but I hot glued the top outside and the top inside of that to make it watertight or airtight, kind of tight. That goes into this check valve. You can see it's actually bubbling now. And then so the end comes down through this tube, bubbles up, then all this is new CO2 in this chamber, and that is being pumped back into my tank, all the way up and over into my air stone. It doesn't look like we have enough pressure yet to be pushing into this diffuser. But what that's going to do is that's going to push CO2 air kind of in this direction of the tank, since the water flow is to the left. So that is going to stay away from his breathable air under here, and that should help out a lot in keeping my pH down. My tap water is at 8.1, so that's really frustrating. So I'm going to get this water treated and start getting it kind of back on track to where I need to be. So that's it. I'm gonna put in more stones up here, and I'm gonna put a whole bunch of plants. Tomorrow the wife wants to go with me to the pet store to pick out plants she really likes and whatever else. So that's kind of what's going on with this tank right now. Try to get this bad boy all happy again. Hey buddy, what are you doing? I know, all sorts of things, huh? So the PVC, it doesn't look as good as the stone, but I think in the long run it is going to be much more beneficial to his health. So that's kind of the thing that's important. Alright guys, any comments or questions, let me know. Thanks, bye.